Think you thought you knew about loss management is wrong.
Oh,
What?
How good's that? No, I've been in this industry 15 years and I've always wanted to do this analysis. Now we've finally got enough data to do it. So we've gone through 180,000 loss managements over the past year and a half. So we went through all of these things.
Wow.
And because we get all the data out of the property management systems, we can actually start looking at what does a team think happened and what really happened. And so now everyone's heard the stories. Oh, we lost a management, but the owner moved back in. Or we lost a management because the cousin came back from overseas. We lost a management because they're renovating. I've always been a bit suspicious about that data. I've always wanted to look at it. Finally done it. Now here's what really happens. Over half of all the reasons given in the property management reason is nothing. Like the property manager doesn't even enter a reason in 55% of cases. Now that's over half. That's $5 billion a year in properties of that property rent roll valuations leaving, just disappearing out of businesses across
no
our
one
industry.
knows.
$5 billion. And no one's even thought to ask what happened to it.
Yeah.
And so then if you go through and look at all the other reasons, now there's, out of the 180,000 properties we looked at, there were 18,000 different reasons given for why they left. Now, one of those reasons is no reason. So that's the kind of thing we're dealing with. So what we actually did was, we actually went through and worked with a couple of businesses. We worked with some of the bigger ones.
Yep.
Went through and traced all their properties through Price Finder and find out what happened. Now here's what happened in the end. About 55% of properties that leave a rent roll are sold.
Yep.
And an agency does less than 60%. Only about 55% of that 55% they sell. So even in the best business that we find, almost half of the properties that are sold at the rent roll are sold by competitors. Now there's another 20% of managements when they leave go to another agent to continue being managed. So they're just a lost management due to a service failure. If you go through all the information, what it turns out is that most businesses actually run essentially as a non-for-profit for the benefit of their competitors. More than half the economic activity out of every rent roll goes to your competitors. And that's all because of service failure, and it's all because in the industry, we've decided to kind of put up the blinkers and not ask the question, why do we lose these managements? And the wonderful thing is we now have the data to actually look into it, and it's shocking to me that we as an industry have put up with this for so long.
And we shouldn't anymore. That's a great cracker point. Cheers.